Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first season of the Mello Yello Truck Series, as I bring my Truck Series back to enter 2003 racing. And as always, we open the season up at Daytona International Speedway. And it should be an interesting race here today at the World Center of Speed. And we are here for the running of the Camping World 250. Going to be a great race here. 25 races this season. 15 laps of the distance here today at the track that is Daytona. And something I'm going to try out here in both this series and also in my Cup series. The starting lineup, the starting grid that everybody else seems to do in their series. So here's the starting lineup for today's running of the Camping World 250. So there you saw the starting lineup for today's running of the truck races. We get set for the famous words in racing. So here's the command to give them, fire them up.
Drivers, start your engines!
Man's going to get fire the engine since we're set to go for here racing here at Daytona National Speedway. 37 trucks lined up here today. We will be racing at tracks like Daytona and Talladega, the short tracks at Martinsville and Bristol in Iowa, and of course the ever popular dirt track in Eldora will be one of the stops for the truck series here this season. We'll be also racing at some of the road courses as well, so gonna be interesting to see how they do here. This is the brand new 2014 version of the Daytona International Speedway track. As you see, Keith Batson leaving them down. He'll be on the pole for today's event at 195 miles an hour. And alongside of him, Trent Dunham in number 1, McDonald's Chevrolet. Pace truck will be leading them down he'll take off on the pit road. Green flag waves and buggity, buggity, buggity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. $15 laps distance here today here at Daytona as the field breaks off into turn number 1. It'll be Keith Batson jumping out in front. In a second goes Ty Dent, car number 5, the rookie in the series. Here he also is a rookie in the Casual GTX Cup Series, so number 5 Tide Chevrolet. We showed you that in the test session earlier here. And here comes Ty Dent inside for the number 1 spot on Keith Batson. He's got the 56 truck shoving him of Jordan Culp. As they come out of turn number 4, it'll be Ty Dent out in front, but as Keith Batson trying to come back on the outside of Ty Dent, and Keith Batson will lead the first lap of the Truck Series race as it comes back on the outside. The outside lane seems to be an improvement here at Daytona. Interesting to see how they do when they go to Talladega when that track's on the schedule. First lap at over 185 miles an hour, but they're just getting warned up that that's going to be much faster here at Daytona. Ty Dent switching back on the outside of Keith Batson. Here comes the 56 of Jordan Culp and the 29 of Jeremy Doobie inside. Doobie not in the Cup Series this season, but he's in the Truck Series as he's got Mike Becker in 43 shoving him. Becker decides to run the 43 in the Truck Series. He will not be running the 43 in the Cup Series this season. That car will be belong to Joshua Collard. As Becker goes to second position now. Third is the 16 truck of Ryan Acosta with John Douglas in the 42 right behind in the fourth position. John Douglas making a return to Inter 2003 for the first time in a long time. He had won a couple races in the Casual GTX Cup Series. John Douglas, a huge modified fan, was also a huge Richie Evans fan as well, and that's going way back in the history of the sport. As you see, John Douglas trying to make the inside. He's in that Kyle Larson truck number 42. The Target Chevrolet. As Jeremy Doobie leads the lap here. Mike Becker tries the inside lane, but here comes John Douglas trying to make a 3 wide on Becker, and in fact he will. For Chevy on the inside and outside, and the Dodge suckered in the middle. Chevrolet ruling the roost with I think 15 trucks in this field. 14 or 15 trucks, I don't know. There are 4 Dodges, 10 Toyotas, and I think 7 Fords. John Douglas with the lead here at Daytona as he'll lead the 4th lap of the race. Just an explosive start to this Camping World RV 250. And here comes 13, Seth Cole to the inside for NSCRA Motorsports with Jermaine Racing driving the Casey Mears truck. And Ann Batson at familiar number 3. She has the number 3 in both the Truck Series and the Cup Series this season. And 21 right behind her, that is the truck of Brendan Berg, who's in his first season in Trucks and Cup this season. Chris Washer, the 88 right behind, and a Dale Earnhardt Jr. truck for Hendrick Motorsports. As Ann Batson lead the lap, Batson, a former Daytona winner in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. She won the Pepsi 400 back in season 11, I believe. Fast speeds out of these trucks, 207 miles per hour and flying. As now comes 22 on the inside. That's Jordan Newman, who'll be running both Trucks and Cup this season. He's still in the 29 for the Cup Series this season. And right behind him, 18 Preston Plord, number 18 M&M's Toyota. That's the Kyle Busch truck for Joe Gibbs Racing. And he's got Daniel Voiles in the 78 right behind for Furniture Row Racing. Meanwhile, Jordan Newman inside. Newman won the last time we were at Daytona for the Cup Series race for the Pepsi 400. As Brendan Berg, truck 21, the Trevor Bain truck out in front. And here comes Jordan Newman inside, but here comes Preston Plord, a power move to the inside. He'll take the number 1 spot from Jordan Newman and Brendan Berg, as he's got Daniel Voiles in the 78 right behind. Toyota in the front, Chevrolet in second position, and a slew of Toyotas down there with the 11 truck of Dylan Thoreau. Right behind, he's got his buddy Dylan Young shoving him in number 2, the Miller Lite Dodge for Penske Racing. That 2 truck here lately, that 2 seems to be Dylan's lucky number in Inter 2003, any Inter 2003 season, as Dylan Young has the inside lane. He's got Joshua Osborne in the 4 shoving him. Osborne, one of the 2 trucks for Red Bull Racing. He and along with Eric Burton in the 83, who we see right behind the 14 truck of Eric and Rage. Halfway home here, 8 laps in the book, 7 laps to go. On board with Eric Burton in truck number 83. As we ride with Eric Burton in the number 83 truck, he will take the lead. And we were on board with him when it happened. 54 up behind Stephen Pollard III. Driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports in the 54 truck. That's the Darrell Wallace Jr. truck. 31 is in there, Jasmine Acosta, who makes her return to the Cup Series this season as well. She's on the inside of Eric Enrage for 3rd. And here comes Johnny Gardner, number 20, one of the 2 Johanna Long trucks. In the field, Gardner was 7th the last time by. His girlfriend Stephanie Gardner is in the team truck for the Johanna Long stable in the 15. And here comes Acosta. inside for the number 1 position. She's on the inside of Stephen Pollard III. And another girl, Kate Skirvin, or Kate Culp, excuse me. She kind of switches back in last names back and forth sometimes, but Kate Culp right there behind the 8 truck. And she makes it 3 wide for the lead. 39, Zachary Fitzwater right behind. Fitzwater trying for second position, and he's got the 94, Jessica Shelton. Driving for Chase Elliott down the inside here, number 94, Aaron's Chevrolet. And she'll make it 3 wide for second. And Shelton decides to go with Kate Culp in the number 8 truck. 17 right behind it's Kyle Lynch. Driving one of the trucks for Roush Racing. 4 laps to go here at Daytona. 3 wide, many rows deep. On board, Jessica Shelton's truck. Tucked in right behind the bumper of Kate Culp and the number 8 Budweiser Chevrolet. That's what it's like to ride along at 207 miles per hour here at Daytona. And remember, these trucks here earlier are tested at 213 miles an hour. And here comes Shelton for the lead. Shelton won the last 2 championships in the Castrol GTX Cup Series in seasons 11 and 12. And she's quickly making everybody in the Castrol GTX, and she's quickly making everybody in the 2003 series. Or I should say for Shelton that she has quickly become one of the top contenders in 2003 racing. Kyle Lynch inside for the lead, 17. He's got Zachary Fitzwater behind. Fitzwater not in the Cup Series this season. He is the defending Daytona 500 champ, I might add, too. In the Castrol GTX Cup Series as well. Fitzwater driving one of the trucks for Stuart Haas Racing in 39. He's got 56, Jordan Culp right behind. Next time by, it'll be the white flag. Jordan Culp, 56, Trent Dunham right there in the 1 truck. He's getting into it. 24, Kyle Matthews gets into it in the 24 truck. Jordan Culp inside, he'll take the lead. Here comes Trent Dunham, number 1. Keep your eye on that 1 truck. He might play a factor here at the end. As they come to the start-finish line, it'll be the white flag. 1 more lap remaining here at Daytona. Who will win the Camping World RV 250? Jordan Culp deploys first. The second is Trent Dunham. Toyota in first. Chevrolet in second. Ford in third. Chevy in fourth. With Kyle Matthews. Here comes 17 on the inside. 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide for the win, I should say. Matthews, who's he going to go with? 27 right behind us, Henry Sanford. He's right behind Kyle Lynch. Lynch and Dunham, they're side by side in the start-finish line. Who wins at Daytona? It'll be Trent Dunham pulling it off. Trent Dunham wins this first race of the Mello Truck Series by about a half a car length over Kyle Lynch. What a finish! First win of the Truck Series for Sega Motorsports. What a... This first race here, the 2014 Daytona race, I take the track, this has been something here, but here is the man, Trent Dunham, takes it all in a wild final lap shootout. And a fast-paced race, I might add, too. Average speed, 204.256. 0.36 to margin of victory, about a half a truck length. Trent Dunham wins here. Kyle Lynch will finish in second position. Henry Sanford will finish third. Fourth, Kyle Matthews. Fifth, Jordan Culp. Sixth is Ty Dent. Seventh is Zachary Fitzwater. Keith Badson in eighth. Kate Culp in ninth. And Cameron Gadoo in 47 will finish in 10th position. Daniel Culp finishes 11th. Jessica Shelton 12th. Michael Walton 13th. 14th Johnny Gardner. Jasmine Acosta 15th. Mike Becker 16th. Excuse me. Stephen Pollard 3rd, 17th. Eric Burton 18th. A good run for him. Joshua Balkin 19th. And Joshua Osborne finishes in 20th position. And we'll take you to the rest of the order here. And there's the rest of the finishing order here at this race. Some here. Excuse me. Dylan Young, 23rd. Some notables down there. Preston Plord, 24th. Stephanie Gardner, 25th. In this race here, Daniel Foyles, 26th. Luke Walker, 27th for Jennifer Jo Cobb Racing. Dylan Thoreau, 28th, 29th. Chris Washer, Jordan Newman will come in 30th. Seth Cole, Brendan Burke, Ann Badson, Jeremy Doobie, Ryan Acosta, and John Douglas, disappointing for him, in 36th position. It's actually 36 trucks for NFL, not 37, but for Trent Dunham, he gets the win here at Daytona in the Mello Truck Series, as we go to Rockingham next for GM Goodwrench Service 150. And there's the points they are right now. There's only one race in the season, but as we always say, here the points add up as the season goes on. So, with that said, Rockingham's next race on the tour, the GM Goodwrench Service 150. Don't miss it.